They're coming. The pass is picked off. Intercepted. Back the other way. The Green Bay Packers advance. Touchdown, Al Harris.
So cultivate and plant the seed. Hold your breath and count to 10. Just count to 10. I'm gonna make it rain, so ring the bell. I know it all too well. Switchblade on the edge of your wrist. Can I get a witness?
The defense trying to figure out a way to slow him down. Where did he go? On first down, quick throw, pass caught. Rodgers, the tight end, first down again. A very costly penalty to keep this drive alive. I like what the Packers are doing, though, mixing it up. 10th play of this drive. On second down, pass caught by Cobb. Out of bounds at the 11 with another first down for Green Bay. Randall Cobb is just an exceptional player for this Packers offense. He's here in the slot. You're going to see the release that he gets up the field, and they turn him loose and gives Aaron Rodgers just a great target down the middle of the field. And they're able to utilize all the things that Randall Cobb can do. They can line him up wide. He's great in the slot. Sometimes, heck, they even put him in the backfield. But he is a matchup nightmare for any defense, and a big reception there on that last play.
Where did he go?
Here's Lacy. Pretty well played by San Francisco up front, a gain of 2. Bit like number 12 inside the red zone. Second and 8.
Hold on, 5-3, hold on. Where did he go?
Well protected. Pass is caught back in the end zone. Touchdown. Richard Rodgers. And you give Kaepernick sacked. Brought down by Nick Perry. And that drove Kaepernick all the way back to the 15-yard line. And with Nick Perry, you got Joe Staley, the left tackle, who's blocking him, and Kaepernick just doesn't feel it at all. He had a little bit of room to try to step up. You don't see Joe Staley get beat like that very often, but an excellent job by Nick Perry being able to beat him and get to Kaepernick. They get to do it again out there. Staley, a 4-time Pro Bowler. Second and goal. Kaepernick is sacked again. Jaron Elliott, who is making a name for himself week in and week out. People are starting to pay attention to number 91. Well, the protection was good enough there for Kaepernick to be able to get the ball out of his hands. It looked like he was working Anquan Bolden. Didn't like the look. He had someone in front of him where he could have gotten it out and picked up some yardage. But instead, another big play by this Packer defense. Second sack for Elliott. And a sack and a forced fumble late in the win at home over Seattle week 2. Third down and goal. Underneath, pass caught and then dropped. That's a catch and a fumble. Who got on top? It's Vance McDonald again. They're calling it a catch and a fumble. 49ers will keep it. Misses chances. Second and 17. Here's Jones. Pass caught. Good move. First down and more. Jones to the sideline and out of bounds at the 50. And they can just get yardage in chunks. That one good for 36. Well, Aaron Rodgers, he recognizes the coverage. They drop the safety down. He knows he's got the middle of the field, and James Jones one-on-one. An excellent job of just moving some defenders and creating a nice lane for him to throw the football to Jones, and then he picks up excellent yardage with his move off the catch.
Yeah.
Marked him out at the 49. Longest play of the day for Green Bay. Pass is caught by Ty Montgomery. And he is forward for 4. We go to Kurt Menefee with a game break.
Well, from Green Bay's longest play of the day to the longest run for a touchdown in the NFL this season. Ronnie Hillman out of the pistol for Denver, 72 yards. He goes all the way against Minnesota. 13-0 Broncos approaching the 2-minute warning. Joe, Troy, and Eric.
And approaching a 4-0 start. Second down, Green Bay. Hand off to Lacy. Depending on where they mark him, about a yard shy of a first down. Tank Carradine on the tackle, and with 2 timeouts left, we approach the 2-minute warning.
Where do you go? One. Where do you go?
49ers were showing blitz. Rodgers in the pocket, throws it downfield, and caught by James Jones. What a catch as he works on Kenneth Acker. Wow, I was going to say, I had to see it to believe it, Joe. From here, I wasn't sure he got his feet in, but he certainly did. One-on-one down the field with Acker. That's an outstanding job by James Jones. And they get right back up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and goal. What a catch, what a throw. An excellent throw, really, good coverage. 5-7's Mike, ready, son. It's good for 38 yards. Now Lacy. Penalty flag on the play.
Where do you go?
Rodgers dancing around out to his right. A lot of room in front of him. And he will go down the sideline. They're going to mark him out at the 1. His foot hit the line. The side be okay. Coming to the line on 3rd and goal. They hand it to Cohn for the touchdown. And his first carry of the year is good for a touchdown, and a fight breaks out. To be okay, coming to the line on 3rd and goal. They hand it to Cohn for the touchdown. And his first carry of the year is good for a touchdown, and a fight breaks out. This ball game, and that's what the 49ers want to hang their hat on, but right now with the score, like you said, Kaepernick's going to have to eventually open it up. Kaepernick in trouble, and Matthews is on it. Started to let it go, then pulled it down. A sack, a loss of 8, trying to get it to Bruce Miller. And a sack is the result. Another misfire by this San Francisco offense. Well, there's Clay Matthews right in the middle of the offense, and he just shoots the gap, and they're not able to slow him down. He has a straight line shot to Colin Kaepernick with no opportunity whatsoever. As an offensive, heck, he was the featured back because of injuries. Here's a blitz. Lacy breaking tackles. First down inside the 20. And knocked down at the 16-yard line by Antoine Bethea, a carry of 12 yards. Well, the 49ers are able to get right there. They got Dial, who's got a chance, but you're just not going to get Lacy to the ground with an arm tackle like that. But some tough running inside. A good job by the offensive line. John Cooten leading the way. Starting to get some yards now out of this running game.
Yeah.
Over.
Oh. In. Oh.
319. Lacy bouncing it. Good play made out there by Will One. And now 1 for 2. And 7 for 8 on the season as the lead. really offensively. And I think Jeep Christ, when you get into these situations, you struggle to really figure out, okay, well, how are you going to move the ball, consistently and not get into the type of game where you're dependent on calling just drop back.
In trouble is Kaepernick, running in circles and ends up sacked. Back near the 25 by Julius Peppers. But he was not alone. A loss of 6, and that's now 5 Green Bay sacks in this game. They had 7. Where it came from. Just got it away. Kaepernick down the middle of the field. Bolden with company, and it's picked off by Shields. You think there are any Packer fans here? That was like a Lambeau ovation as Sam Shields gets his 2nd of the season. Those Packer fans that are here enjoying every minute of it now. Green Bay with the ball, up 14. 4.5 to go. Down goes Kaepernick, sacked on 4th and 5, and it's Mike Neal. Six sacks for the Green Bay defense after a 7-sack night on Monday against Kansas City. This defense for Green Bay is rolling.
Well, they bring the blitz, and they bring more than they're able to protect. And so Kaepernick, that ball has to come out, but yet it didn't look like anybody was anticipating the ball being thrown quickly. So he's a sitting duck back there and just nowhere to go with the football.
Penalty flag, should be a free play. What a catch by William Henderson.
Touch him.
What an unbelievable adjustment by the fullback Henderson in what seemed to be a free play, with Cochran jumping off side, ends up in a 29-yard completion.
Well, and Brett Favre, he knows that he's got the free play. That's why he throws it up. A great catch by William Henderson. I'm not so sure anybody touched him when he was on the ground. He could have gotten up and ran with the football. No contact yet there.
Right there.
Right there on the knee.
I think Randall Godfrey almost wrenched his back trying to get back to the football, and how a fullback is able to
sideline watching Brett Favre play quarterback. Favre airs it out down the middle for Walker. Javon Walker has a first down at the 36 of Seattle, and have second down and 10 for the Packers. Favre has started 9 out of 14. Setting up the screen. Amon Green still on his feet, has a first down, brought down at the 23.
You just don't know what's coming.
So Ken Hamlin is back in the lineup for Seattle. Javon Walker is back in the lineup for Green Bay. Favre looks for Franks. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Get in the red zone in these playoff games.
Hasselbeck trying to answer. That ball's knocked free. A loose ball. Chad Brown injured in the first quarter, standing and watching. Favre is hit as he let it go. Driver makes the catch. Another one up for grabs, and it's a Packer who grabs it.
This is starting to look like the Oakland game all over again.
But Chris,
Favre keeps it, and now fires. Pass complete. That's Javon Walker.
Well, Brett Favre is just tearing this thing up off of play action, even though Amon Green doesn't have a lot of yardage running the football so far.
Looking left all the way, and then back over the middle, and what a catch for a first down by Driver. Perfect throw, and maybe willing to try it on first down, headed in this direction. Play action. Over the middle. Amon Green. A stiff arm and a first down. At the Seattle 30. Down by 7. What a second half it's been for the Seahawks. Favre to Amon Green. You may shut this guy down, Troy, in the running. And it's Davenport, the tailback, and it's Davenport with a first down. Wow, carrying the pile down to the 11.
You know, you get Najee Davenport in that situation, 3rd and short. He's such a good change-up back.
Green running left. Amon Green fights for it. He has a first down. No touchdown, but a first down. Hasselbeck fires down the sideline. It's tipped and incomplete. What a play. Bannister, the intended receiver, and it was McKenzie back there.
Oh, my goodness. McKenzie almost.
The cold, Ruin waiting for it. Line drive, duck. Chapman on a hop. Antonio Chapman. Bannister, a Pro Bowl special teams player, there to save it for Seattle. But at the 49-yard line, the Green Bay Packers will take over. The Seattle Seahawks during the regular season led the NFL in punt return coverage teams, averaging only 4.8 yards per return against them. That was the longest of the season. 21 yards by Chapman to take it out to the 49. A toss to Green. Breaking tackles, he turned that into a 3-yard gain.
Could be that Seattle's going to have one more possession if they continue to take the clock down on this possession here.
A big 3rd and 1. They handed Davenport, and he made it look easy. First down at the 16-yard line. Minnesota Vikings with no time left on the clock in Week 17. And now here they are knocking on the doorstep, trying to take the lead. They do. Amon Green. Green Bay back on top.
Watching a heck of a ball game.
2 minutes, 44 seconds remaining. Brett Favre has said he never believed in that stuff.
Looks like pressure. Hasselbeck's been audible.
They're coming. The pass is picked off. Intercepted. Back the other way. The Green Bay Packers advance. Touchdown, Al Harris.
Go.
Yellow go.
Yellow go. Diamonds dancing all on my ring. Yellow go.
Yellow go.
Yellow go.
Yeah, man, looking like
Yellow
King
go.
Tut now, man.
Yellow go.
In the streets like an oil stain. Yellow brick road, that's what I call my chain. Still in the hood like a motor. Had to walk before a car, fuck a stroller. Built for battle born.